Dear friends, I, Mrs. Neeta Ivle, once again welcomes you. Now, today, we are going to study the fifth chapter, that is Emerging Modes of Business. We will understand the meaning of e-business and scope of e-business. See, friends, I am aware that you know much about e-business. You would say, ma'am, we are buying a lots of things online, so we know all the benefits, limitations, and process of e-business. That is true, friends. But even today, we know limited meaning and scope of e-business. In this chapter, we will examine these emerging practices of business in detail. We still know e-business only the point of view of consumers. But now we are going to understand this from a business perspective as well. Don't you think that to be familiar with the e-business is the need of today's era? So friends, we will definitely find this chapter very interesting and informative. Then, should we start? Okay. Now, first I would like to ask you a question. Tell me, what are the three strongest trends that shape businesses today? The three strongest trends that shape business today. Now answer. I am sure that your answer will be the number one will be digitization. That means the conversion of text, sound, images, videos, and other text into a series of ones and zeros that can be transmitted electronically. In short, it is e-business, right? Now the second one will be outsourcing, and the third one will be internationalization or globalization. That means international business. Actually, we all aware of these three terms, aren't we? We know about e-business. We are buying goods and services through internet. We know outsourcing as at home we are outsourcing jobs like cleaning, gardening, etc. What about the third, that is international business? Yes, we know international business as we have studied about it in detail in last year, right? In this chapter, we will be more familiar with the first two developments, that is electronic business, popularly known as e-business, and outsourcing. I mean business process outsourcing. You know it as BPO. Before we go through these two terms, let me tell you that the newer modes of businesses are not in fact new business. These are rather simply the new ways of doing business due to number of factors. So, first we will go through e-business. If the term business is taken to mean a wide range of activities, including industry, trade, and commerce, e-business may be defined as the conduct of industry, trade, and commerce using the computer networks. The network you are most familiar with as a student or consumer is the internet. Whereas internet is a public, thoroughly way, firms use more private and hence more secure networks for more effective and efficient management of their internal functions. In short, e-business is administration of conducting business via internet. This includes the buying and selling of goods or services, along with providing technical or customer support through the internet. E-business establishes more close and responsive relationship with partners, employees, and suppliers. Not only this, but it opens new doors to customers around the world. On the other hand, companies are able to manage their business efficiently. Moreover, through the internet, it is possible to invert new and innovative ways to add value to existing products and services without necessarily spending a lots of money. E-business refers to the use of web, internet, intranet, extranet or some combinations thereof to conduct business. You should understand that e-business is not a technical change, but it is a fundamental change in the way of business be done, added, supported and enabled by technology. And you know very well that technology is moving fast to make things possible tomorrow which seems impossible today, right? E-business includes not only e-commerce but also other electronically conducted business functions such as production, inventory management, product development, accounting, finance and human resources management. E-business is therefore clearly much more than buying and selling over the internet. In 1997, IBM started using the term e-business for the first time. Till that time, the word e-commerce was used. E-business means using the internet to connect people and process. E-business is a branch of e-business. E-commerce is a branch of e-business. Just as the term business is broader term than commerce, you may remember last year in very first chapter we have studied meaning of commerce and business. E-business is a more elaborate term and comprises various business transactions and functions conducted electronically. Now we will go through scope of e-business. While talking about e-business, one may think that the scope of e-business is only limited to online shopping. But that is not true. We have mentioned about that the scope of e-business is quite finance, marketing and personal administration can be carried out over computer networks, as well as managerial activities, that means management functions, which we have studied in chapter 2 as planning, organizing, staffing, controlling can be carried out over computer networks. The other way of looking at the scope of e-business is to examine it in terms of people or parties involved in electronic transactions. You know that today number of businesses and payment apps used in e-business. For example, Paytm, Google Pay, Bheem SBI, PhonePe, etc. Viewed from this perspective, a business's electronic transactions and networks can be visualized as extending into the following 6 directions. Before that, students, I would like to share some popular players in online trading. You can see here eBay, Amazon.com, Alibaba.com, etc. You all are familiar with these. Now we will go through the points of scope of e-business. The first one is business to business, that is B2B. Here, both the parties involved in e-commerce transactions are business firms, and hence the name business to business, that is B2B. In this form, the buyer and the seller both are business entities and do not involve individuals, customers. Creation of utilities requires a business to interact with a number of other business firms which may be supplier of component parts or else they may be part of the channel through which a firm distributes its products to the consumers. For example, the manufacturer of a television set requires assembling components which are being manufactured elsewhere, within the vicinity of the automobiles factory or even overseas. A wholesaler goes to the business organizations, websites, and other products in bulk. Now, the second one is business to consumers. As the name suggests, B2C transactions have business firms at one end and its customers on the other end. Although what comes to one's mind immediately is online shopping. Actually, marketing begins well before a product is offered for sale and continues even after the product has been sold. B2C consumers therefore entitles a wide range of marketing activities such as identifying activities, promotion product information, and sometimes even delivery of product that are carried out online. The best example is movies. E-business permits conduct of these activities at a much lower cost but high speed. That is why the cost of products and services is kept low through this method. For example, withdrawals of money from ATM. Another example that you know is customers can use call centers set up by companies to make toll-free calls to make queries, lodge complaints round the clock at no extra cost to them. The beauty of the process is that one need not set up these call centers or helplines. They may be outsourced. We shall discuss this aspect later in the portion devoted to BPO, that is business process outsourcing. We will see that later. Friends, as we know, to satisfy consumers' wants is the objective of business organization. Through B2C, consumers can be satisfied. Through B2C e-commerce, consumers receives the products or services, get facility of making payments, gets warranty claims, etc. On the other hand, business organizations use their sites for a range of marketing activities. Further, B2C business enables a business to be in touch with its customers on round-the-clock basis. Companies can conduct online survey to ascertain as to who is buying what and what the consumer satisfaction level is. By now, you might have formed the opinion that B2C is one-way traffic, that is from business to consumer. But do remember that it's corollary. C2B business is very much a reality which provides the consumers with the business, and that is the next point, that is consumer to business. Actually, we use this electronic transaction many times. When we book a taxi services or ordered food to our doorstep, we request a particular service from that business organization. Similarly, it may be a valuable feedback on a new product by us. Consumer to business is a business model in which consumers creates value and businesses consumes that value. How the consumer creates value to product? That is the question. Now see, in this model, it's not consumers investing money in something but the organizations. We are likely asking yourself, how is that possible? Wait, let me explain, friends. Now understand. Companies like Amazon or eBay aren't paying you for something you are selling. Maybe not if you look at selling as a physical or tangible exchange of goods or services for money. But look at the blog post that you wrote for the free sample you received. Now recall the famous group you participated in for that new fairness cream. Now you are looking the possibilities. Are you getting the point? Certainly, it could be a tangible products as well. So, let's not rule that out. You might hear that companies like Shutterstock depends on user photos and the independent site Fever features all kinds of user provided services like copywriting and sound effects for businesses looking for an extra help. Just look at the hundreds of thousands of reviews left over the internet every day. Amazon buyers review products, TripAdvisor uses review hotels, and Yelp visitors review restaurants and other venues. If you have ever used a review to make a decision about a purchase or a place to stay, then you understand the value these provide to the business on the other side. Sometimes consumers selling tangible goods and services, and most of the time consumer creates value to goods or services provided by business organizations through writing blog for free sample, writing review, or sending feedbacks. In short, C2B provides businesses with something they need or want from customers. Now the fourth one is consumer to consumer. You can easily understand that the business activity which is going to perform here is between consumers. Here, the business originates from the consumer and the ultimate destination is also consumer. In this electronic transaction, goods and services exchanged between two people. Thus, the name is C2C commerce. This type of commerce is best suited for dealing in goods for which there is no established markets mechanism. For example, selling used books or clothes either on cash or barter basis. Friends, we very well familiar with OLX and eBay sites. The vast space of this internet allows persons to globally search for buyers. Additionally, e-commerce technology provides market system security to such transactions which otherwise would have been missing if the buyers and sellers were to interact in anonymity of one-to-one transactions. An excellent example of this is found at eBay, where consumers sells their goods and services to other consumers. To make this activity more secure and robust, several technologies have emerged. Firstly, eBay allows all the seller and buyer to rate one another. For instance, consumer X wants to sell a bike, so he can place his bike on a website like eBay, while the consumer Y wants to buy that bike. So the consumer Y can contact consumer X and buys the bike. Another technology that has emerged to support C2C activities is that of the payment intermediary. That is important. Payment is important. So PayPal is a good example of this kind. See the next. That is business to administration. Business to administration, or B2A, takes place between companies and public administration or government agencies. In this e-business model, there are dealings between companies and public administration using the internet. Government agencies, that is administration, use central websites to trade and exchange information with various business organizations. B2A includes different services, and some of them are physical measures, social security, legal documents, and other government related operations. B2A model is also referred to business to government. B2A e-commerce is when a business provides an online service for the government, generally through a website. One way to understand B2A e-commerce is through taxes. An excellent example of B2A model is Esela. It's a software company that provides government software solutions and public access to services providing by government for permitting, planning, licensing, public health, and so on. Now the sixth one, that is last one, is consumer to administration, that is C2A. This model encloses electronic transactions online between the individuals and the public administration. The C2A e-commerce model helps the consumers to post their queries and request information regarding public sectors directly from their local government authorities. It provides an easy way to establish communication between the consumers and the government. If we see an example, distant learning, distribution of information through social security, electronic tax filing, payment of health services, etc. Consumer to administration e-commerce can be thought of in similar terms to consumer to business e-commerce. Another inversion of the flow of products or sales in consumer to administration e-commerce, that the consumer is also selling their goods or services to administration sector. For example, consumers can provide teachers offering distant learning services or a tax return filing services. Now we understood all the points. Let's have a quick review of today's learning. Today we understand meaning of e-business and also scope of e-business. Now what are the scope of e-business? That is B2B, B2C, C2B, C2C, B2A and C2A. Hope you got all the points. Friends, in next lecture we will discuss the benefits and limitations of e-business. Thank you for watching attentively.